First move. Jonas Prising with me, the CEO of ManpowerGroup, as we digest this information and look at the jobs. The numbers this month suggesting the jobless claims, I was going to say, are stalling, with arguably getting worse as a second wave now starts to hit the United States.
I think I think I would express it as the rate of improvement is clearly slowing down. So when you think about it, Richard, in February, the unemployment rate in the United States was 3.5%. And then at the worst part of the pandemic, it was over 14%, and now it's back down to 7.8%. So it's clearly improved. But the rate of improvement, as you can see from the new unemployment claims, has really stalled, whilst the continuous employment claims continue to come down. So the labor market is continuing to get better, but the rate of improvement is clearly slowing down.
I was interested in your survey and studies. I was looking at it. 31% of employers that you talk to believe that the hiring won't return to pre-pandemic levels till June 2021, and or never. In other words, it's back to this point. I keep harping on about it with Angel Guerrero and with Julia. It's back to this idea of viable jobs, and we don't really know the full ramifications of that.
Well, I think it's back to the idea that we're faced with a slow, uneven, and gradual recovery, both in the economy and in the labor markets. And within that recovery, you will have winners and losers. And for a while, you will have losers that are going to be permanent losers, where the jobs are not going to be available. But you will also have current losers that will see a resurgence of employment as the vaccine comes out and the situation improves. Right. And the numbers you cited there, Richard, are, we did the same numbers. We did the same survey 5 months ago. And at that point, more than half of the employers were saying, no, we think things are going to come back to normal by the end of the year. So that was what the majority thought then. Moving forward just 5 months later, only a third of them believe it will be quicker. The majority now thinks it'll be longer and take more time than they originally thought. So clearly moving from a V-shaped recovery to more of a U-shaped recovery.
That V to U, when at the same time as we've got the K involved with those who are doing well versus not. But I want to get your quick take on this idea of working from home. Now, I'm still working from home, even though it looks otherwise. I'm not sure whether you're at home. You look like you've got a nice bit of art on the back wall, so I suspect you might be at home. I mean, are we all settled in? You saw Microsoft's announcement that certain people will be able to work from home permanently. How much of this is a true permanent shift in working practice?
I think the permanent shift is the realization, both from an employee perspective and from an employer perspective, that frankly the technology that we've had at our fingertips for many years can make a very significant shift in how we engage with the workplace. But what we don't believe is that this shift is going to lead to a massive shift to remote working as a whole, but rather that it's going to be the response that workers have asked for many years. And we know it's one of the things that they desire the most, which is flexibility to work in a way that fits within their work life and their personal lives. Right. And I think that is going to be the lasting legacy of this pandemic, that worker flexibility and the choices that they have, and employers' comfort level at making those choices available to them, is going to be the new normal. And that's going to be very beneficial for employees that can combine personal and work life in a much better way, and also for employers as they look at the benefits of the way of working. But I do believe that most employers and employees in the end want to have a level of interaction with their colleagues so that they can drive the business forward. It's just going to look a little bit different. But we don't believe that there's a tidal wave of remote working coming on a permanent basis. It's a reaction to a health crisis and an economic crisis that eventually will find its way somewhere in the middle again.
Jonas, thank you. Good to have you on the programme. Always lovely to hear your views on this. Thank you for joining us this evening. Now,